taxation on our limited resources. This is not a state-of-the-art facility. State-of-the-art facilities don't require 5 million gallons of water and discharging 600,000 gallons of water. State-of-the-art facilities exist, like the one in Asylum Township, Bradford County, that is completely air-cooled, uses no water in, it sends no water out. This is not that. It's short, like I said, short site. And then I just want to say one other thing. Nobody has ever had to bribe me to buy something that was good for me. You don't have to give me a monetary inducement to take on something that is good for me. I hope that each one of you will be viewing Invenergy's maneuver to put out township host monies 2 days before these proceedings on the curative amendment began as nothing short of a bribe. And take seriously the fact that they are being disingenuous at every level of this debate.
Janine Pavlin, 407 4th Avenue. Just to briefly go back to the St. Mary's, because I do know a few people came here tonight knowing that I was going to be here. St. Mary's Church, as I requested, not everybody's involved, but our appeal is actually at the Vatican, at the Apostolic Signatura. We're going to Italy. We're scheduled hopefully for the next Collegium session. There has been unprecedented things happening at the Vatican. I could go into it and have like a 10-minute lecture on canon law and the craziness of the Vatican right now, but we did request this building inspection because they're under order by Rome to repair this building, to properly maintain it. We did hear of a roof leak, so that's why we put it in writing, and we're concerned to elevate it to the borough level to say if we could send the building inspector in to take a look.
Was anybody allowed into that building?
No, and we've been requesting for 2 years.
I was just gonna say, who's been denying?
Well, they don't like me very much, but not many people do, so, they've denied me entrance to go in. We have Marino Angeloni, for example, he's a signatory to the appeal. He took care of this church for 20 years,
That's right.
if not longer. We've requested that he go in, since he knows this church inside and out better than anyone, he's not been allowed in either. So one of the things I asked for is, if I can do the walkthrough, I actually would prefer Marino to do it because he knows this church inside and out, to do the walkthrough with the inspector. In my letter, I was trying to be very gracious to the diocese. I've not heard back. It is an Easter holiday, so I don't expect. I do expect Father McGlone, though. I do think he will give us a call. I'm hopeful that we're going to get something done and hopefully get a walkthrough and an inspection done. So I do want to follow that up too, because I know some people came here to hear that.
So you're requesting that the borough inspector go in?
I would like, that is why I put it to the borough. I have not previously. However, because there was a previous leak, as I put in my letter, there was a previous leak in 2014.
That's the one.
Did they fix that, Janine?
Nikki
Well,
fixed
they
it.
did fix it. I think Nikki
Nikki
was
worked
brought
it.
in. But we had requested to go in after, just to make sure, because the pipes burst. It wasn't just a leak, it was the pipes burst. We did not get the chance to go in, they did deny us that. Then we heard there was an actual leak in the sacristy, in the same area, so that is obviously the concern why I'm elevating it to the borough. I did discuss it with the
Who's
attorneys.
responsible, Janine? If we take the building inspector in,
Sure.
and then they
The
say yes,
Diocese of Scranton
The diocese
is
is
under
under-
order to maintain and repair. And their conduit, if you will, is Queen of Angels Parish. So both Queen of Angels and the diocese, but more so the diocese, because the diocese is whose order. So that would be who is responsible.
Could you send that letter that you sent me tonight to the bishop?
That letter, I sent it last week, that went to the bishop, and that went to Father
That's not
McGlone.
what you're talking about.
Yes, went to the diocese, directly to Bishop Ambera, went to, it was submitted to our attorneys in Rome as well, and that went to, I did copy Marino Angeloni on it, he's the, signatory, so we of course welcome Marino to be able to go in with the borough inspector. He knows that building inside and out.
so really what you need is, if the building inspector went in and found something wrong with it, it's for us to say to the diocese, you have like 60 days or 90 days to repair it.
And that's our
or something.
concern is that hopefully we don't find anything wrong. I'm hoping that we don't, I really am, but I'm obviously concerned enough that somebody from the borough, maybe we need to take a closer look, because the building has been closed since August of 2012. It's a long time for a building to remain dormant.
What is, there's a leak in the ceiling, I understand that.
Yes.
If we were to call the diocese, or our solicitor were to call the diocese to try to gain access, how do we know there's a leak in the ceiling? Like, what are we looking at from the outside to say we would like to go in and inspect this property?
Well, I think, you know, they had to pay for it. There were builders there. How we, you know, it's a small neighborhood. I live a block away. So we were aware that there were people in there fixing it and there was a leak in the set.
Who told you?
How,
Do you know who was in the building
He's
fixing it?
volunteering.
oh, is it, okay.
He's volunteering.
Oh, hi,
Let
Ray.
me respond?
Yeah, I didn't wanna
Okay.
say anything.
Actually, there was 3 leaks.
Okay,
One last week was fixed by Eastern Roofing. It was a previous job that wasn't done right.
okay.
It was leaking around the vent pipe. They came in 5:30 in the afternoon and fixed the leak. That leak is taken care
That was
of,
the recent one?
the recent one.
Okay.
There was another one back in 2014. That was another roof leak. You have a flat roof back there. And then there was another one when church services were going on, the rosary was going on in
2011?
I think
I
so.
think it was in
They had a
2011.
major leak then,
Yeah,
and we had that fixed.
sure.
As of the freezing of the pipes, it was the bathroom that sits in the corner, and they always, that bathroom always froze. And we did have a leak in there, and we had it taken care of. The building is the same way the day we closed it. I can tell you that now. I check it twice a week.
We'd love to just take a
And you
look.
have to get permission. from
I know,
the
and I did, that's
diocese.
what I did request, right? I did,
I
but I know,
realized that we
I appreciate you coming, telling
For
me.
insurance
Absolutely.
purposes.
Ray, is there heat in there? I mean, are they
Yes,
getting a
there is.
minimum of heat?
There
So-
is heat, and our bills are enormous.
Okay, I just, because I mean, to be
I'll
3
show
years
you what
without
a
heat,
bill
it's
is.
just,
You
especially
drop
this
on the
winter.
floor right now.
But we'll refer to the solicitor and see if we can get access.
See,
Sure.
Yeah, you know, I'll together with the bishop, he approves it, and with the building inspector, and I'm the only one that has the key. So nobody should come there.
Hey, don't lose the key. Don't lose the key.
Okay, so that's the response. Everything is A1 condition.
Beautiful, I love that.
Except the ground over here.
We're on the outside.
Well, the ground's
The diocese.
Come to order.
Um,
I still think we should have the right to go in and check it, those of us that are fighting for this.
But this is our.
You can't, but that has to
This
go
is
to
the
the
council's
diocese.
thing to do this.
They didn't tell us vocally we can't go in the churches and roped everything up silently. No one's
That was
allowed.
the orders that came from the bishop.
That's right. So the only thing we could do is really have the attorney talk to the building inspector to see if we, as a borough, can get involved for blighted property or whatever.
And then from there.
That's the best thing we can do, I think, right now.
The diocese has a inspector. His name is He inspects the buildings constantly, all the buildings in the diocese, Scranton diocese. And
But then it's a matter of whether the council can get involved.
Actually-
You know what I'm saying?
He's there.
Just
he did, yes, he did. He answered, I'm writing a lot of notes there, it's fantastic. I mean, I'm still putting the request out there. If the diocese reaches out, that'd be great, and then we can have a conversation with them, and if the solicitor wants to have a phone conference or something. Oh, yeah. Okay. Okay. Sure, and just one other, because I didn't expect a lot of questions. I did submit a written comment, I did email it a fax today regarding Invenergy, regarding the curative amendment, just to take note of that. You may not have gotten it in time, by the time it got faxed and emailed. With some attachments to it regarding, some questions, and I do want to put this on the record. We put it on the record the last time. The concern about, the municipal landfill that the borough owns, and that we found out there was bore drillings done by Invenergy. And we've asked this several times. one of the things we're having the issue with is we can't track down a permit. We cannot track any information, and the borough actually owns the land where they did the bore drills. So my question is, as anybody, you know, who gave them permission to go onto the borough land? Did they get permission? They may not have. Did they apply for a permit? What were the results? And you know, for example, a simple question, if somebody were to get hurt while they were on borough land and doing something, who would be liable? You know, that's the whole reason we ask for permits. They're supposed to submit a deck sheet to showing they have liability if they were a contractor. We still haven't gotten those answers, so I want to put that out there again regarding that information, because that is, my understanding is that 13 acres are borough-owned land. And, you know, they're proposing to uncap, and we have no idea what's there, but we did find out November, December, and Invenergy themselves confirmed that they did bore drillings. I don't know where they got permission. I did several right-to-knows. I have not found a permit. I haven't found correspondence that they requested anything in writing to go up there. So it's like, my concern is willy-nilly what's going on. You know, they can't be going on borough land to do this testing without permission, at least in writing, to protect ourselves. And that's all I have to say on that, but I do want to put that out there as a formal request.
Good job.
I will discuss it with Rebecca, sure, absolutely.
Anything else to say? You signed the sheet?
Excuse me?
You have anything else to say? You signed the sheet. You have anything else about the church? No. Anybody that didn't sign the sheet and want to speak, raise your hand. You get part of the time to speak.
Rick Schrader from Scranton Building Trades. I hope
you
that
have anything else to
everyone
say?
had an opportunity to go to Fiorelli's and see what the
You have anything
DEP,
else to say?
with the DEP and also what Invenergy had there to try to further give us some information as to what would be going on with the plant that's there. As far as the emissions, tremendously and dramatically less than what a coal plant is. True that a coal plant would have to come off in order for it to reduce. I mean, I think we all understand that, but there is, I want to tell you, there is a movement across this country to shut down the coal plants because of the amount of emissions that they are putting out, hundreds of thousands of times, depending upon what the emission is that you're talking about in the air. As you know, there's emissions that go up and go into the atmosphere do not just settle right over a particular community. There's not a dome around any particular community. As a matter of fact, that's why California has a lot of its pollution from China. Once it gets up into the atmosphere, it sort of follows whatever the air streams are for that. I think the more that we can lower it, the better off we are. I'm glad that people took the time and effort to go up there to see what they had, to see what it would be as far as the noise. There was a station that you could have put the earphones on to hear what the noise was up there. I think that was rather interesting. There was a table down at the end that had some hot houses where they'd be producing some tomatoes that could, you know, There's possibilities of data centers that could be coming. There's a number of different things that could be coming out of this that could be positive. As far as the, you know, the offer that they have for the host community, I attended most of the sessions that was had to do with the Invenergy. That was a number of the questions that came right from the floor as to what was the community going to get. I believe that they were in an effort to try to answer some of what the community would receive for the plant being here, that they put some package together. If you're against it, you're going to be against it. I sort of understand, you know, if you're against it, it's obvious that no matter what's said or done, it might not change your mind. But I do think that we have to listen to each other and at least be respectful to each other and know that we're going to live in the community together regardless of whether a plant goes here or it doesn't go here. Thank you for your time.
And nobody had an opinion.
No, sir. That was every church.
Yeah, on a lighter note, I wanna thank Frank Farina's office. I want to thank Frank Farina's office and David. They did some good. They donated a truckload of food to the Mid-Valley Food Bank, which is stationed over in First Avenue.
George Sanders, 121 Jessup Avenue. I just wanted to bring, Ms. Pavlova brought up the 13 acres that they drilled their boreholes on. I'm just not understanding, I hope the borough's taking into consideration that, from my understanding, the borough wasn't even aware that the 13 acres was borough property at the time. I don't know the exact thing on that. But this company is ready to move in lock, stock, and barrel prior to everybody assembling. And there's been, as far as I know, there's been no appraisal done on the 13 acres. And they don't even have a written offer or a sales agreement for the 13 acres. So how are they so ready to move in the beginning when they haven't even secured the land to meet their needs? That's like me wanting to build a house. I'm gonna buy the nails, the wood, I'm gonna buy the entire house. I'm gonna pay people for architectural plans and then say, oh, by the way, I need a piece of property. So I think that we should take a look at what their motives were in the beginning prior to them securing the 13 acres before the project moved forward. Thank you.
Bonnie Erson, 1104 Church Street, Jessup. Friday, I saw they were, I don't know if you're aware of this, but they were surveying up on that site. So I don't know if you guys are aware of it, but there were surveyors up there.
Well, that's nice to know.
At least that's what they told me, they were surveyors. I was on Sunnyside Road and the guy came up to me. I thought he was gonna chase me away, but I was just on the road. I'd run up there and I'd bike with him. But he just was a guy talking. He's like, "Oh, we're up here to survey." And I think he came over the car at first because we were in a white car, and he was in a white car, and then another truck, a white truck came, and they were. So just want to let you know.
Jerry Cornell, 1204 Tonlin Street. I'll make 2 points tonight. Formally, one to say I'm insulted by the deal that Invenergy put on the table. That was a little bit too late. They came here trying to entice us to take their property, and when they got a pile of people saying, no, we don't want you, they decided to put a host agreement on the table after they were questioned about it in public meetings. I think if they were a genuine organization, they would have put something on the table earlier saying, if you want us, we're happy to come and we do this for your town. It was a little too late. That said, I just want to address some other things. There's a lot of rumors going around. And unfortunately, most of the rumors are pointed at the people who don't want this plan. And the rumors are saying we're making up things, that we don't want this plan. The things that we're coming to in meetings like this are not factual. That's not true. Several times I've been here and I've put paper on the table. I gave you aerial drawings of all of Invenergy's plants and show the proximity of those plants to the communities that they're built in, and they were far from the communities. Invenergy gave us this piece of paper down at Piero's, and it is other plants from other companies in the Pennsylvania area close to us. They're called our neighboring plants, right? I also did aerial shots of this. I did not give them to you, but they're on Google. You can get the addresses and do them yourself. Every single one of them are not close to communities. Furthermore, most of them are placed right on major waterways. There's the Delaware River, there's the Lehigh River. So there's got to be a reason why these plants are built in the locations that they're built in. And the last point that I want to make is a direct response to Mr. Schrader's comment. And it's fact. He's saying that maybe plants like this will bring technology jobs. I went in and I did studies on every one of Invenergy's plants, and it's their economic studies, the towns that they're in. Those towns are in no better shape now than they were before those plants went in. In addition to that, I did the same studies on all of these plants that are in production today in Pennsylvania, and they are all in dire straits with their school districts. They're all have bad economic outlooks. Their unemployment is high. Their jobs are service industry jobs. They are not high-tech jobs. That is the lowest level of job on this for every one of these towns that I looked up. So that is a fact. It is not a rumor. Thank you.